Monday, February 10th, 2025, verifying that's accurate. um, and we're going to get to the Super Bowl in a second. But the View opened up on talking about, and you know what? That made me laugh. Nothing about this is funny, but Whoopi not knowing how to say Doge or doggy or dog, that kind of cracked me up. Um, because I've been saying Doge. Uh, it's all stupid. It's all just made up anyway. We already had an oversight part of the government, but anyway, and this is honestly what Elon Musk is doing is unconstitutional, highly unethical, huge conflict of interest. It is absolutely the most egregious takeover of our government and all of our information, I think, in our history. It is wildly upsetting, and there isn't enough being done about it. I know that there are lawsuits that are happening, and they've been told they're not allowed to have the data. They already have the data, so it's over. Like it's done. He's already taken it. He's not going to listen to any. Um, and who knows what those kids that work for him do it. And I'm sorry. Yeah, I know they're like 19 to 25 years old, and they are technically adults. I do consider them children, and at this point, criminals. Um, but one of them got fired for some racist tweets he put out, back when they were called tweets, I guess, or are they X's? I don't know what the fuck that platform is called anymore. I did finally leave it. Um, and so JD Vance says, "Oh, he should, he's just a kid and that shouldn't ruin his life." Right, like that swimmer who raped a girl, who's now out of jail and living a life with a different name. Um, you're just a kid and it shouldn't ruin your life. But what about those kids from Central Park that spent 2 decades in prison for a crime they didn't commit? Um, it's just a kid and he shouldn't be punished for it when it's some white guy. Uh, and stupid fucking Amy Alyssa Farfar, like, I don't believe in cancel culture, but I believe in consequence culture. And yeah, no shit. And cancel culture isn't a thing. That whole idea that there's a culture around it it's just so stupid. And it's a buzzword that they like to use. Um, when an industry says you are now a liability to us, that's when someone gets canceled. But we as the people aren't canceling. We have every right to stop listening, to not pay attention, to not buy. That's not canceling. That's using our own free will. Anyway, and she goes, she's so stupid, says, I thought it was some 45-year-old guy who said something 20 years ago. Okay, Twitter didn't exist 20 years ago. And this is your fucking job. You know who these people are on Elon's doggy payroll. Like, that is so disingenuous, to say I wasn't aware. Um, and No, yeah, he should be fired. And what about the kid who got fired from a previous job for giving away company secrets? What about the kid that's connected to the Russian government? Like, the, none of these people would, pass the smell test or get security clearance. They deserve to be nowhere near all of our governmental data. And I don't believe anyone. I've had so many little online fights about this. I don't care who the fuck you are. No one has unilateral authority to just stop congressionally appropriated funding. What he's doing is unconstitutional. Oh, but if you've seen the corruption and the waste they're getting rid of, I don't fucking care. Yes, I would like to get rid of wasteful spending, but there's a process to do that. And I want to hear from all of the specialists in their field. science and medicine and geopolitics and healthcare and environment to know why we're spending this money and what it's used for and how it's important because most of it is important. Yes, there's some pork in all of it, but quite frankly, I'm willing to put up with a little bit of the pork to make sure that we're actually functioning as a society, which we're barely doing anyway. We don't provide healthcare. We barely provide education. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I hate the timeline we're living in. Um, then, so there's that. And then they go on to talk about the Super Bowl, which was a surprise to me. I thought the Chiefs had it in the bag because they seem to have the refs in the bag. Conspiracy theory, sure, whatever. And I kind of wanted them to do their three-peat and then be like, and then just fizzle out and fade away. But they fizzled out and faded away before the three-peat. So there goes that whole argument about whether the Patriots is the of the Brady era is the best team ever, blah blah blah. So I don't know that that argument gets to rage on. But Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. I don't know Kendrick Lamar's music. I'm an old white guy. Um, that's not a genre I delve into much. Um, and uh, you did not, no one needed to know what words he was saying to understand the visual messaging he was providing last night. And then the more that I read about it, um, because all the white people are like are all up in arms and angry and like because it wasn't for them, I guess. And also it was a kind of an admonishment. Um, and and the more I'm understanding. I got it. I got part of the subtlety. I definitely got the blatant symbolism of his visuals of America and the use of Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. Um, like even for the limited sort of understanding of what he did that I had at the time, I thought it was fucking brilliant. And now I'm learning all these layers that went into it that to me are making it even funnier. Not just more brilliant, but funnier. And the fact that all these white people are having a cow about it, it's like it, it it's like that's kind of the point, you dum dums. Pay the fuck attention. Um, you know, the fact that there's 70 million people in this country that I seem to think that we should be going back to slavery is horrifying. But the fact that they just tell on themselves so blatantly on social media is kind of I shouldn't. It's not alarming because I knew we were racist, and this election has taught me that not only do we have a lot of racists, but they're really fucking mean people in this country. But they're also just so clueless and so like such little self-reflection and understanding. And I know that's not surprising, but I don't know why I'm finding it funny. But you gotta take the wins where you can get them, I guess, because everything's so fucking upsetting. I find this uh, it, it's confusion about the and and hurt feelings and um, all these sort of ridiculous emotions about the halftime show kind of hilarious because I posted immediately like as soon as it was over it was the most visually impactful Super Bowl halftime show I've seen in decades and friends of mine were like did we watch the same thing and it was like are you dumb are you dumb I mean it's not difficult to get that symbolism I mean the easiest one to get the black people in the outfits that made up the flag, and he walked down the middle, the division, and the fact that they were all hunched over, like you couldn't get that. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But um, and then there's a whole big extended family war going on social media that I can't help myself. But chime my 2 cents in. It's I can't. I don't know. I'm having a feeling like I'm having a little bit of a field day today with um, the idiots that are telling on themselves in social media. Uh, um, so sorry if that's some weird Schadenfreude or I don't know. I don't know what, but seriously, everything feels so fucking dark these days. Um, I'll take these moments of joy when I can get them.